just taking it on like sort of face value of being a film about music, Coco is a lot better in that in that it actually is about music.
It's a true representation of the actual film, of the genre. Is there no Alec tonight then?
No, he's drowning his sorrows. No, he's on a date with Ebony.
Yeah, I was about to say that's rude.
On a date. Okay.
Humphrey's beating me. Let's go on a date.
Let's get pissed.
And funny enough, I am wearing quite an appropriate hoodie.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing face paint.
That's the thing. If
he's dead inside.
No,
like, Alec and Ebony could have both come dressed in their Day of the Dead get up. That would have been cool.
I don't think Alec wants to join the party for Coco.
No, he doesn't want to celebrate. That's for sure.
God. So yeah. So the reason I picked this film is because it's going to beat everyone. No. No, I remember watching it. I don't know if it was. I think it was on like one Christmas or something. It was, for some reason it was on the telly, and I watched it, and I was like, "Fuck!" It got me, like super duper got me, like in the balls. It's the fact of I watched it, and I don't really get like with like films. I don't really get emotional as such. I can feel certain films. I have kind of that I feel a bit of emotion from, but this film, it proper got me. Like I couldn't even hold it back. And even is it the third time I watched it? Even like any time I watch it, I could feel it from the start of the film because I knew what was coming.
Yeah,
but then works. when it got to the bit where he's they did the flashback to when he's singing the song with Coco, and that was it. I was done. I was such a mess. And my mum coming going, "You all right?" And I'm like, but I was like proper like.
Have your family seen it? Because I'd be intrigued to know what they think. Because it seems
my mum really likes it as well. Like, because she wanted to actually watch it with me, but then time went on, and I only really could watch it today. But yeah, it's just. I'd say it's probably one of my favorite animated films. Like just watching it again, it's got everything. It sounds quite macabre, but it's got like a lot of my favorite things. Like it's really colourful. Like seriously, like I thought about it a lot after I watched it because I didn't really think about it when I watched it originally because I just saw it as it was, and then I was like, wow, this is really good. And then watching it again, I kind of saw the kind of the more design kind of aspects to it. That's why I give the production 10. It's because like the fact that they go to the land of the dead where the skeletons are, and it's really bright, vibrant colours, and it kind of contrasts between like the death, and it kind of shows that these people are still alive in some. Their souls are alive, but yeah, fun enough, their bodies are dead. But yeah, I just love that kind of contrast and juxtaposition of, and like even the what they call them, I can't remember what they name it, like the creatures, where they're like really neon colors, and they're just
spirit guides.
Yeah, and yes, I just love it, and the music's great, and I really like the Day of the Dead's like. Anyway, and I'd like to go to Mexico, like sometime in the future on the Day of the Dead because it's just and I like skeletons as well. Funny, but yeah, it's just everything about the film is just so great. But yeah, that's why I picked it.
It is a beautiful film, man. Like. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, like I think Soul and Coco, like they're pretty much like yeah, it's just that one's about jazz and one's about sort of like Mexican culture and sort of like mariachi and all of that. So yeah, I love them both.
I think they're two sides of the same coin in a way, because they're both about music, they're both about the afterlife,
Mm,
and they both tell the
Yeah.
stories differently, but both beautiful at the same time.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
just
they're finding their way in music,
Yeah.
like their
Famous
passion for
thing.
music.
yeah.
I think the thing about this sort of is affects me more with this film compared to Soul, where Soul is saying about like you have to have a purpose. Well, you don't have to have a purpose in life. You just have to live life. Whereas this is about you should remember your family because it's the thing that you should have the most hold dearest in your life. And I think that affects me more than just living your life because like I've got quite a close family. So it's yeah. But yeah. So
Are you going already, Dan?
yeah, I'm going. Oh no.
See you next week.
This is
Dan.
big
It's
fish
done.
all over again.
But yeah,
Oh, no.
Yeah.
but yeah, like having quite a close family and with like my nan and granddad
Mm.
and stuff like that. Yeah, it's probably why it got me so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
It's
stop
good, man.
now. I'll stop now.
That's exactly what a film should do to you. So I'm glad you picked it just for that alone.
Yeah. Well, I think I really like the film, and the other film I was going to pick, I was like, do I pick this one or that one? And I'm like, no, I'll pick this film because I think it needed to be seen more than the other one's a bit of a say throwaway film. It's just
Like you're next.
I was thinking about picking this for quite a while.
Your mix of films this year, it's been
Whereas
whoosh.
It's been a roller coaster, man.
Right.
in a bush.
It's up. It's like totally up and down.
One's whoosh, one's hit the floor, one makes you cry.
Yeah, exactly. But
Well, both make you cry for different reasons.
yeah.
One how good it is, and one how bad it is.
This is like the perfect way to follow up your next because you've gone from like one of our lowest rated weekly films ever
to one of the highest
to breaking like every record.
Yes. What can I say?
I'm quite glad you picked it purely because I'd never seen it before and it was one that I wanted to see. I remember when it was out in the cinema and I don't know why I didn't get around to seeing it, but I was like, I'll watch it whenever.
The only thing about the film when I watched it originally is I kind of knew the plot twist in the end. It's a bit shit because I watch a lot of YouTube videos about facts about films. So it's like the top 10 kind of plot twists that no one see. And I'm sure one of the videos I watched and it said about the villain in Coco, you don't see it coming because you think he's just this really nice bloke. And then it's literally in that one scene where he's like, you did this, you ruined, like you basically, you murdered me. And he's like, no. And he kind of plays it off and then he literally switches to being the baddie. Yeah. But yeah, I kind of knew it was coming, but still he's such a horrible person. And I think that's what makes the scene, like when the scene where he sings to his daughter, I think what it makes it so much harder to watch is because the fact of he's had his life basically taken away because someone's selfish ambition of becoming really famous, and it's so trivial, and it's like you've ruined someone's life and you've ruined like a family's life because they've not been able to listen to music because the mum just thought he'd left and didn't come back, and it's just this whole kind of what they call it, like domino effect. And it's it's what kind of gets me so much is just this person doesn't give a shit. Yeah,
I think that's one of the things that I really love about it because like the way that they present everything, you've got the it's what Pixar are getting really good at, I think, is sort of showing like the culture of their characters a bit more. So you've got like you've kind of got like that sort of thing with sort of like Latina families that you have to live up to like a certain expectation because the matriarch sees things a certain way, and like everyone has to fit like a certain mold in that family. And then like playing that off by having like the whole sort of like tragedy of what happened and how they can't listen to music, and then them coming round to the joy of music at the end. I think that's all like just it's really beautiful.
I did like the fact that his nan kept in all the sandal. The fact she fucking froze it. Like, go,
Doing what? You like how what?
With the sandal, where she hits him with the sandal and then she throws it at the dog, and then he goes, "Go
that's
get
a
my
very, very popular thing.
Yeah.
Say stereotype with a very like it's kind of
It's a loving stereotype, if you can.
it's one of them
endearing.
things.
Yeah.
But it's
Because everyone knows that a woman of that age would do something like that to their grandchild.
I love the fact that when she's got the mariachi bloke by the nose, because with the sandal, he's like, it's like, stop it. But yeah, like the respect, like they respect all of their elders, even, and he knows. The greatest thing is he knows every single person that he meets in the afterlife.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, you're auntie blah blah blah, and he knows every single person, which is endearing to like have, as I said, like with family ties. Even though he's probably been like force fed it all his life, is like, no, this is this person, this is this person. It's just having that kind of close family bond is, and this is just an animated film. And they go to that level. But yeah, I just love like even the look of the film, like all the style of it is just so good. All the colours.
Yeah, I think that's the thing with that scene that you were just talking about, where he sort of like recognizes everyone and sort of knows who they are before sort of meeting them, kind of thing. Like that's a really nice thing, because like I don't know, like something that I think about sometimes is like when I eventually have kids, like it's shit that they'll never meet my dad, and just the idea that like something like that could exist, where like they could sort of see him and recognize him and that kind of thing is just a really nice thing.
Yeah, but I think what they're trying to say in the film is they're always there.
Yeah,
and I think everyone should think that, because I don't know, because you're getting me again. Fucking Rob.
You guys have got to stop picking emotional films.
I'm the one who picked the film as well. Wow.
You did remember it was like it's set in Mexico, right? Then and then when you picked Pan's Labyrinth, you didn't remember it was Spanish.
Didn't they speak in Spanish?
You've forgotten again.
I didn't. Wait a minute. It's set in Spain.
¿Qué?
¿Qué habla?
¿Qué pasa?
¿Qué pasa? No, señor. They say some Spanish, well-known Spanish phrases at different points throughout the film. Like, vámonos. When he says to Dante to kind of just hurry up, let's go. Like, vámonos. And just lots of little things like that. But it's just words and stuff everyone knows, so
I'm sure.
It's a nice touch.
I don't know if it might be in Spanish and Italian, but when they say salute, I'm like, isn't that Italian? But
Salute.
To be honest, Italian and Spanish is it's got very similar kind of.
Yeah, it might be the same in both.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be
they've
surprised.
got similar kind of languages.
They all kind of come from the same sort of the same
base
language, don't they?
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
That's the French.
Mm.
I like buongiorno and bonjour, which are basically the same thing.
Yeah, basically.
But yeah, it's just it's
Yeah,
a
but
really
you-
good
well-
film.
Oh shit! Hello, Alec.
You
What?
are all diseased.
Alec,
¿Qué pasa?
you, Ebony, Day of the Dead, get up on the call now.
Yeah.
Get dressed.
Rob,
I'm not
Tyson Fury
doing
one.
anything for any of you motherfuckers right now.
Rob,
But you'll fit right in. You look cool in it.
I don't want to fit in.
He's dead inside already, don't worry.
I am
Oh.
dead inside.
Ow.
Get inside.
Keep my photo off your fucking offenders. Bunch of bastards.
Tyson Fury knocked him out in the 6th round.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, so Fury knocked him out.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Uppercut. Hit him with
Oh,
an
wow.
uppercut.
Oh man, what a waste of money for all those people at Wembley.
Wait, which round?
6th round.
Oh, 6.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as some.
Yeah, but
There's
I mean,
some
if you
that
go,
happen in like the first or second round. And I feel for the people because they're just screwing.
yeah, but going to see a Tyson Fury fight, you expect it to go all the way. It's usually
so.
more of a dance than a fight with Tyson Fury.
He's not like the most boxery boxer, is he?
Yeah, big dosser.
What's the maximum number of rounds?
Was this a 15 or a 12 pack?
12.
Oh, it was a 12.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Oh man.
Right, speaking of being knocked out in the first round, let's talk
Oh,
about
Jesus. I'm being humble by the scores. You have to go in there and kick him in the balls.
And do you want to know something else, Alec?
Do I want to know something else? Don't know if I do.
I kept increasing the decimal points that we went to, and I got to like 11, and Coco and Soul are tied in every way. So Coco is now joint top.
Good. No, it's fine. It's fine. No, it's good.
People thought I cared too much about it.
I never accused you of caring.
Wow.
No, you accused me of caring for winning. I don't.
No, I never accused you of caring, man.
I think he's still a bit butthurt.
Poor my butt does hurt, don't you worry.
This is
Carry on.
This is streaming
Carry
on
on.
YouTube, and Alex saying his butt hurts.
Yeah, my butt does hurt. You can hear that in live YouTube. Whoosh, as they say.
I've had a whoosh. It's been a roller coaster.
Oh, yeah.
That's the future.
Oh,
You're next. Then this one.
This alone, Dan, has got you 15 points.
15.
Well, assuming you win the round anyway. I mean,
He's definitely won this round.
I bet it was Coral's film as well.
No, it was actually Dan's.
Yeah, Dan saw it before you met Cole. Yeah.
It's
I
quite
don't
personal
believe.
to Dan.
I don't believe.
No, this
Your next was personal to Dan. That's why it was rubbish.
Oh man.
true.
hang on,
To be
Emmanuel.
honest, I do
Emmanuel,
have
you
quite a-
cannot
a
react to that
taste in-
after the shit you've been giving blowout for the last 6 weeks.
But
Hey, I thought you said Pat was taking it too personally.
blowout is just a running joke. I think it could have been even better if it didn't have the writer it did.
Oh, man.
That's just my opinion.
I'm getting
I've
Brian
thought
De
that from
Palma to make a personal appearance. So we can...
Camilla
Mike
said
Palmer
it could have
versus
been
May.
okay if it had a different writer.
Oh, man.
You can't say
Pay
that
no
when you like
attention.
Loki.
Pay no attention, Rob. It was a wonderful film.
That's terrible.
Wow.
I'm
Except for
being
the bit where he
nice.
drives
Camilla's
through
here.
fucking...
I want her in the car. She keeps ripping it every time.
Tires have been punctured.
Lies. Lies.
I didn't say anything. I just said it's rubbish film.
Only.
It's like,
Damn
what's
shit.
an opinion about Coco? Coco is great. It's a great film.
I mean, it made you cry. What's that worth? Like,
It made me cry.
see, it didn't even fucking make you cry. Like, what's it worth? Like, it's rubbish.
It might have made me cry if I was.
Paying attention.
No, I was. I was just.
You gave it a 9.8, and Camilla, your soon-to-be wife said you weren't even paying attention to it. I think you need to reassess that. I think you need to readjust your scores there.
I'm just tired and kind of stressed.
Oh, I see. So when you're tired and kind of stressed, you just chuck those 9.8s around, like just whatever. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
This deserved it.
Well, good.
Well done.
Yeah, Humphrey, what
What
have
have I
you
done?
fucking done?
But at least it was the next pick. Like, it would have been worse if this was the last pick of the round.
Yeah,
and
it'd have been
you'd all
really-
round going, oh, I'm going to win this.
It would have been really bad if I got to ride high for like. I didn't even expect to win. I just wanted like 2 weeks ago. No, we can't even have that here, can we?
But at the moment, you're the highest scoring runner-up in history.
Oh yeah, I mean that's fine. I mean, it's a lot when you're the second highest scorer and you still haven't won.
Wasn't that done last year as well?
No, Dan's never come close to being the second highest runner-up. He's only been the runner-up.
It's still an achievement.
He's possibly the lowest scoring higher-up. No, oh fuck it, I've had too much to drink. But
It sounds
About the lowest score.
shut the fuck up. I said I didn't hear you. Come on, a little louder. Shut
Man,
the fuck up.
Man, this is one of only 4 rounds that Whiplash wouldn't have won.
Yeah, no, you just keep rubbing that in, man.
Now the question is, we've got what, another 4 picks left in the round?
Yeah.
Will Whiplash stay in second?
No, probably
It's going to come in.
statistically not.
It'd be like 1 point. It'd just be like point.
It will probably wind up
0.1.
being fucking 4th at this rate.
Oh man, imagine if it does it that like this.
This would be great. I'll have like my double bill overall, or the exact same as Rob's, except unlike Rob's, mine will actually finish like fucking in the bottom half. Like Rob gets a 9.2, and that's like, oh hey, you got a safe bet there. You'll be sitting in the top for like fucking ages. Oh, you got the exact same score, Alec? Well, fuck you. You're in the bottom half. Everyone scored their top fucking best ones. Silence of the Lambs, Coco, fucking why not? Let's go. Shawshank Redemption.
We've only had Coco.
That's fine. That writes it, mate.
We've only had your films and Coco. I don't know where you got Silence of the Lambs.
Let's bring in the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy. Let's do it. Let's why not at this point? Let's go. Couldn't pick your fucking next. Couldn't pick the con fucking air, could we? No, couldn't have done any of that. You could have picked any kind of fucking piece of shit Michael Bay film. No problem. No. Let's bring in all the Oscars. Let's wankers.
Well, your next pick is.
That film was really nice. It was.
No, it was a nice film.
Story.
It did make me cry, actually,
Yes.
because I thought this is going to fucking kick Whiplash's ass.
I like good picks.
Yeah, no, I like it.
I would have saw you just say, I like dick pics.
You can be a big pick too. Oi.
As long as we don't do Bat movie round again, I'm happy.
No, we got. Look, I think the thing is, Velocipasta needs to be exposed to the world. So
You can always pick it in a normal.
Oh, you know what? Why fucking not? I'm not going to fucking win anyway.
I'm picking Sharknado.
It's not like Pulp Fiction, which won because you picked Antichrist and Rob picked Fisher King and Ben picked Falling Down.
Pulp Fiction was the same round as anti shit.
I picked fucking Dread, like, you know, the gayest film ever. So, like, yeah, no, it's not like that. Yeah.
Oh, what you mean Bad movie round?
Oh no, it wasn't.
No. Bad movie round was, you know. That didn't feature Fisher King, About Time, Falling Down, Dread, any of those actually. That was the one that Pulp Fiction won. But yeah, no, it's all right. I'm not bitter. I'm bittersweet, really. No, it was a good pick, Dan. It was a good pick, Dan. Made me cry.
You know, the best thing was Rob was going to pick it, so I beat him. So he would have got the fucking high scores.
I could have had the joint 2 top films, but you cucked me.
Okay. Good.
I could have picked Coco and Whiplash. That'd have been decent. Been a decent double bill. I could have just gone. It's about instruments.
I
mean, to be fair, it would have worked as a double bill.
Yeah.
It would have.
No.
Would have been.
No, I don't know. No, I don't think it would have been. Nah, you're all wrong. You're all wrong. Anyway, sorry, carry on. Didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. This completely derailed everything.
Yeah. So
I know this fast forward, but because it's in my head anyway. My favorite scene is when he finally gets to play for his grandmama, and she starts reminiscing, starts joining in and singing "Remember Me." And I'm just like, just let the boy freaking play the freaking song.
You know what, Emmanuel? I fucking loved that scene.
Yeah,
it was wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that was my favorite one.
Mm.
But otherwise, yeah, great. It was ruthless where it found out that the guy was the murderer. I was just like, oh, because he thought he was poisoned, but he didn't think it was obviously his best friend. Which, fair enough, makes
it's
sense.
the reason why he did it.
You know,
He wanted to go back to his family, and he basically went, "No, I want your songs. I'm going to kill you." How fucking?
I think friends can betray friends for a multitude of reasons.
That's not just betrayal, though.
Oh,
That's
no.
straight up murder.
Evil.
Yeah, he literally fucking poisoned him, took his life.
Yeah, that's messed up. Like, stealing his songs would have been bad enough. He's just like, nah, you know what? I'm not just going to steal it. I'm going to kill the guy. It's like, what the crap?
Yeah, not taking any chances there.
That's another level of
man. I know how it feels.
Betrayal, deceptions. That's how it.
I hope you don't know how he feels, because how are you here?
I know how he feels because I've got this sharp pain in my back. It's like some kind of bladed kind of tool in my back.
Bladed tool.
Yeah. You know. I think you know the kind, Humphrey. I think you're very well aware of the kind of thing, the tool that's in my back at the minute.
Like a hobby knife.
Yeah, maybe like
bladed
that.
tool.
Yeah, maybe it could be.
Yeah,
Does it bring you to the afterlife every once in a while, and then you see some dog you've never had?
Yeah, that's it entirely.
Yeah.
The dog was another character I loved, because he starts off as this kind of really stupid kind of bumbling animal, and then he turns into one of the Oh, what are they called? Like the creatures. And then
Alebrijes. Alebrijes.
Yeah.
You know what? The thing about this film is I took the time. I took the time to learn the words that they say. Not you didn't. You picked it, but I actually know the word Alebrije. Yeah,
it's good.
Spirit animals. They guide you. They guide you on your quest.
Wonderful. That's cool.
Alebrije. That's all right. I learn these words because I care.
I think was paying attention to the consistency.
I was paying attention to the consistency.
I think
not just the emotional stuff. I try to.
And the fun too, but that's why it's good because it's got the fun, the emotions, and the consistency.
My funometer was, it was doing some things, but.
So I'm going to buy some burn cream for Alex. Yeah.
So continue.
I also like how they slowly revealed everything. So it wasn't all done at once. It was done bit by bit. Just all the things really. And it made for good development, the character development as well. The great grandma is like, even the writing in the script, it's like, you did this to the love of my life. You call me love of your life? I don't know. I'm so angry at you. It's like,
yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Chemistry, acting, the voice acting is very good. It'll be interesting to see like behind the scenes. I could imagine that sometimes they might be in the same room. Not in the same room recording it, but like practicing with each other.
Yeah.
Before they go in the booth and then do it.
To be fair, I think all Pixar movies, they tried their best to like record most of the dialogue with all the actors in the same room for the same scene.
Nice.
Obviously, there might be some like retakes and redubs and stuff that they have to do individually, but the majority of it, as far as I know, since they began, was always trying to get all the actors and all the main players in the room at once, just to get the chemistry of each other, and so they can bounce off each other better.
That's really good. Technically, that's hard. That's really hard to do at that level, and I'm glad they put the effort in. It shows.
It's more like acting than just voiceover, because you probably play out the scene, and you get the feeling more than just going blah 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 blah. Done. Next scene, because a lot of them, they'll have like the video and they'll do the lines to the actual scene, so they'll read the lines as they're watching it, whereas if they're doing it all together, then it kind of is a bit more natural.
You know what other film the actors acting in the same room? Whiplash. I had that too.
They did record the music in the same room when they were playing it.
Wow.
There you go.
Whiplash was so last week.
Oh, well done.
Seriously now. I hate all. I do enjoy how like the story of Coco kind of like pieces information to you like gradually, and like it all kind of unravels as it's being unraveled in the story, if that makes sense. I like that you're kind of given pieces, and you get more kind of information on how they connect as you go. I think it's really nicely constructed, just as a narrative.
Yeah, because you find out when they find out, instead of you finding out and then them discovering.
Yeah.
So
Shut the fuck up, Humphrey.
Alex, what did you think of the plot twist with this is actually where
this is where I actually start drawing a little bit of an issue with the conveniences in this story. And I can see you, Patrick. I can see you doing that thing where you're casting your eyes heavenward. I know what you're doing. But I think it is awfully convenient that this whole thing kind of hinges on no one having known Hector's name, even. And you can say, hey, you don't want to mention Hector when you're part of the family because he's a dickhead or whatever. But I feel like Hector is kind of a name that, like, you do sort of, I don't know, would have cropped up at some point. Like even to Abuelita, like I feel like she would at least have some awareness, like kind of it. So when Miguel says my great grandfather was Ernesto de la Cruz, she should be the one to be going, no, that wasn't actually his name, like, or something like that. But like, there seems to be like there's like kind of an overuse of sort of like euphemisms. Like no one mentions names when they probably like could, and it and probably like should, and it's all for promoting like this kind of thing of like a twist villain. And it's like it's stuff like Miguel like not mentioned it, instead of saying, oh, Ernesto, like you left my, like leaving my mama Imelda, was that hard? Instead of saying that, he says, was it hard when you left your family? And it's like, if he said, was it hard leaving mama Imelda, his reaction to that like may have clued him in to the fact that Ernesto's not actually related to him. Like it's little stuff like that which would have kind of changed the story like quite significantly if characters actually referred to people by name.
I don't think it would have been natural for him to say Mama Imelda though.
Like if he's like appealing to a familiarity with him, he's like, I don't know, like why did you leave Mama Imelda? You know, was it hard leaving Mama Imelda? I don't think that's something that he necessarily wouldn't say. Like he always says like Mama Coco, you know, stuff like that.
I think it's a little bit different with grandparents and parents. There is in Hispanic sort of families that they have a sort of a form of respect, like especially with their mum and dad, where they will never refer to them by their name.
Oh yeah,
it is like that. It's like that in a lot of religious sort of families. Kind of like it in my family, but I didn't follow that. And then grandparents, you refer to them as Mama, Papa, their name with it.
Papa, their name.
So it made
fuck you, sense. Papa, your name.
It made total sense that the names weren't referred to. So I don't think it was an inconvenience or whatever.
But this is why I call it a convenience. I think it's something that could be explained, but I think there's like a frequency of these things happening where like names are just not mentioned. Like I think there's like about 3 different instances where like names are not mentioned, and if they were mentioned, it would kind of give Miguel information.
Yeah, because they would have probably known who the bloke when you meet the singer. You and then he'll say, wait a minute, that's the same name as my great dad.
Well, it's like, you know, it's that scene where he goes like, my great grandfather was Ernesto de la Cruz. And then all it takes is Abuelita going, actually, no, his name wasn't Ernesto. And then he goes, oh.
Yeah.
But I feel
that kind of deflates things.
If you add this extra bit of information, I think it takes away from the film.
It probably takes away from the film, but these characters should know that information, so it's weird that they don't give that information or act on that information.
To that point, actually, I was going to say that I think when I was watching it, I was like, it's interesting that it isn't like Coco isn't his direct grandma, it's his great grandma. So I think it's important to realize that there's an even bigger generation gap than you think it would be normally. So it's even more. So it's probably only Coco's daughter, his grandma, who really knows the identity of his a real dad.
She might not know.
Maybe she won't know, but his parents probably don't have a clue, and no one else does either.
That's the good point.
And his grandma, and the daughter of Coco, is so like betrayed and vengeful. Well, very so bitter towards what happened with him,
because his name would have been taboo in the household. Because
she deliberately doesn't want him to know the truth, because she just is like, I don't care if you think that guy. No, he's still a musician. He's still a lot of crap. I don't care if you got his name wrong. I don't even want to even acknowledge anything to do with De La Cruz or wherever. And so she's not even going to give him the benefit of the doubt and just be like, no, shut
up. I feel like they probably don't even know who he would have been, because it was such a, as you said, such a
stage name
gap. When Coco was a daughter, when
I was a daughter,
when she was a daughter, because she was so little, she probably wouldn't have known his name. It would have been Papa. And because the woman hated him so much because he left, he would. He rip his photo out or they take him out the picture, and they probably never spoke of him, so they probably don't even know who he was.
Yeah, this is what makes it a convenience, though, because I think you can explain it, but I think equally it, I think of all the people who might know it is Abuelita, and it is in her interests to go, providing she does know, I think it's within her interests to go, especially because Miguel's actually going toward this musician life. It's within her it's within her interest to go, that wasn't his fucking name. Actually,
I think if you've got this whole sort of family culture that you're not even allowed to listen to music because they're that kind of I don't want to say spiteful, but they've got that kind of attitude towards that person.
Resentment.
I don't think it's unreasonable to think that they're also at the point where whether he's Ernesto or anyone else, it doesn't really matter. They're just not going to speak his name.
Because the other thing is, the whole thing about it is, if you don't get remembered, you basically fade away. And he fades away, so they probably don't know who he is, because she only knows his true identity.
But if she is, but if Abuelita is that invested in stopping Miguel from pursuing the life of a musician, is it not within her interests even to lie about it and go, actually his name wasn't Ernesto, so I don't know where you're getting that from. Even if she doesn't know, is it not within her interest to lie?
I don't think it would have improved anything with her character if she did lie about it.
Oh no, I'm not necessarily appealing to that. I'm just kind of appealing to, that is her goal. She's trying to dissuade him. Why wouldn't she?
Her kind of attitude towards it is almost to just bulldoze through it, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think if she'd have done anything else, then it would have been against her character.
She doesn't exactly lie. She just doesn't tell him the truth or correct him. Is that the same as an outright lie? It's more of a white lie, really.
I think it also goes with her character to have not said anything, because just kind of like you were saying, she never said she loved music until she started singing, and backed that up by basically saying, yeah, I love music, I remember all the feeling, but you shouldn't ever do that. You should be on our side. This is the right way to do things. It's the right way to be. He's just no, bye. But she never gave him any hint, because she wanted to do it her way or the highway.
That was brilliant delivery, man. He was like, "No, bye."
Well, now you've all disagreed with my opinion. I'm now going to flip this fucking table. I'll be back. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
The problem with the convenience is it would kind of completely kill the rest of the story. The fact of like him disappearing in the end, it would have just negated it because if she knew who he was,
Sorry, I'll come back for that
he
one.
wouldn't disappear.
I was going to get more boost, but yeah, I wouldn't necessarily take that as like an argument. I'm just kind of saying like, why would someone not? Why would this character not act in a way that like helps their interests rather than why would a character not act in a way that helps the story, if that makes sense?
Some people are very stubborn, and I can attest that to some people, some older generation people dealing with
like Patrick.
I'm only 32, you dick.
Imagine how stubborn you'll be at 60.
I'll probably be dead by 60.
Oh, that's sad.
But
I just dropped the tone of it.
I would just say yeah.
Be get what I'm saying. If I'm saying why doesn't Abuelita take this course of action to help her interests, you would say, you would appeal, like you guys appealed to. It's against her character. She's from a culture that is like big on honesty and honor and stuff. Not why doesn't Abuelita do this? Oh, because otherwise the story doesn't work. Like that's an argument to me.
But Alec, that's the same thing as me going, why didn't he wear outdoor shoes? if he wore them like he should have, then the story wouldn't have progressed the way it did.
We're Frida Looking Glass.
Not necessarily, because if he wore outdoor shoes, there's no more thing in them than if he's in city shoes.
One of the little bits I liked was when they was.
That was just a
fucking segue.
Subject. No, one of the bits I really liked was the fact that when they was trying to find him and they found his shoe prints and they're like, oh, that's a. They kind of said what the shoe was and they knew it was his shoe, and I was like, that's quite cool because their whole family is just shoemakers. I
forgot about that. Yeah, that was cool. It wouldn't have added to the film, but I would have been interested just to see their reactions to Miguel telling them just his whole experience, the whole story. That would have been, I think that would have been a really good bonding experience.
That feels like a short that Pixar would do.
Yeah.
True, yeah. Because since they care so much, I assume they would love to like know what the family thinks of them, because they've never seen them after they've died. They know that they know they're there, but they don't get any confirmation, like one-sided kind of thing. So
they'd probably get freaked out when they start talking about, oh yeah, this is your auntie. She's been dead for like 50 years. What the fuck? Start freaking out. But even if they had like just thinking about like a scene, they'd be like in a campfire or something. They'd be playing the guitar and then they actually come out and they kind of materialize in the real world and they actually talk to each other. That'd be quite cool. It's like the fact at the end of the film where they actually come in and they're singing and they're actually interacting with the people, but they're not. I thought that was really nice. Like when he takes the guitar from him and he's playing the guitar as well. Yeah. Well, that's the bit that got me. When you see Coco in the afterlife and they go, oh, yeah.
How do any of them sing without diaphragms? That's what I want to know.
That is a good point. And when he drinks the shot.
Yeah, but that was one bit that did make me laugh, is that when the guy that's like doing the booking for them when they arrive in the land of the dead, and he starts sneezing, and he's reacting to the dog, and it's like, well, why are you sneezing? You don't have a nose. and he doesn't have fur. Well, here we are.
So, I had a bit of a moment like that, just like because there was a bit like halfway through, I was like, if the rest of them's like rotted, why have they still got eyes? But then I was like, no, it's all
Oh,
right.
hey, if they don't have a nose and they can sing without diaphragms, why don't they piss?
Can you tell
They
that
don't have
there's
toilets.
no
If organs don't
restrooms
fucking
in
matter,
the Land of the Dead? That made me laugh though.
Rob, you know how terrifying the film would be for kids if they had no idea.
That would be a very different film.
well, the skeleton's coming through customs, and he's like, "These are churros from my family." I'm like, "What are you gonna do with them?
They eat them.
You can't shit them out.
Yeah,
There's no
but
restrooms."
They still can drink, can't they? Because they're all
Yeah, they can enjoy the taste of it, and it just goes straight through them.
Disgusting.
Does it matter? It's the afterlife. They can do whatever they fucking want.
Yeah, exactly.
I just,
Full canon.
mechanics, really. I think it'd be great if he went, I don't have a nose and he doesn't have hair. So actually, yeah, maybe I shouldn't be sneezing.
Alex.
And then he just doesn't sneeze again. That'd be great.
That would have been quite a good scene, actually.
I did find it funny though that they only knew he was a living boy because of like visually. It's not something they could sense.
Yeah.
So he had the makeup, like the Day of the Dead makeup on, basically. No one knew.
See, there's an inconvenience. That's why they all had eyes, because he couldn't walk around with his shut.
Yeah.
Wait, say that again? He couldn't what?
Walk around with his shut.
His shut.
Yeah, as in if they didn't have eyes, then when he had the makeup on, he would have had to walk around with his eyes shut to blend in.
Oh, yeah.
that was amazing timing. You said "oh," and there was like a flash of light, and then you said "yeah," and it went out.
The idea is lit.
Very convenient, if you ask me. Go on, Humphrey. What was your fucking point?
I think it's the right amount. Just at the end of the day, in script writing, it's a balance, and I think they balanced everything really well. That's all I really want to see when it comes to writing. It's just well done, balanced, not the kind of lazy shortcuts that you see in a lot of films.
You know what? You want a lazy shortcut? Why'd they drop him in fucking 5 feet of water and then he's got a fucking dry photograph in his inside pocket? That's fucking lazy writing, isn't it?
But it's just the amount.
No, that's not the right amount. That is the wrong amount.
It's just like you have in, like, let's say Inception, or let's say The Dark Knight.
Oh yeah,
you'll have different moments where they literally taken shortcuts, but because of the way they've done it and the way they've disguised it, it's not obvious enough until you really start thinking hard. And even then, most of the time, it doesn't spoil it. They
didn't disguise it. I noticed it, and it did spoil it. So now,
but you're the minority.
Why is? Oh, don't start going on about minorities.
Wow.
But that's why this film got so many awards.
I need another drink.
You need another drink. I am. Oh no. Yeah, you probably.
But that's the thing. How many awards? Like, this film got so many awards. I didn't realize.
That's nice. Suicide Squad got an award. That was a shit film for twats.
One award.
It won a fucking award for makeup. It got an Oscar.
I'm talking about 68 awards.
That's cool. Suicide Squad got one, so they're fucking meaningless. If you have 68 of them, that's really nice. But it's basically like a fucking pack of Watsons.
No comparison.
Yeah, it is a comparison. If Suicide Squad got one of them, then they're basically fucking useless.
Yeah, but Alex, your point would make more sense. If it won an award for best writing, then you're right. It would have been abysmal. But it didn't. It didn't win best writing, best makeup. So.
Well, hey, One Division won an award, Man of Steel won an award, Loki won an award. They don't mean anything really.
What Ben's saying is you're wrong.
The technical categories are worth having. And
I'm not wrong. I'm just in the minority of wrong people.
Oh man!
But why did they drop him in 5 feet of fucking water and soak all his clothes if it's a very plot significant photograph just going to be dry at the end. That's fucking lazy.
It's the land of the dead.
Yeah.
I don't care. Water's still fucking wet.
The rules of life do not apply to the afterlife.
Yeah, that's
Why
what
does the water's still wet? It still soaks his fucking clothes.
But they sneeze.
What do you mean he sneezes?
They have eyeballs. The rules
that doesn't mean anything.
But the rules you're talking about don't apply.
Sorry.
Dry off.
Why does that make water not wet? They have eyeballs.
Because they're dead.
These are not related. These are not related statements you're making.
Oh, fucking hell.
Why is water fucking not wet in the land of the dead? When it is wet, it soaks his clothes, but not his photograph, which is really plot significant.
Maybe it was laminated. You know?
No, it doesn't look like
It's
it.
destroyed. It's destroyed at the end.
What?
The photo gets destroyed, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. It's on the offender.
No, it goes in the water, doesn't it?
The photo that is not used later, yes, that does go in the water.
Oh, yeah,
the photo that is used later, that doesn't go in the water. Well, it does go in the water, but they pretend like it doesn't.
It just sinks in the water, but it doesn't necessarily get destroyed. It's just lost.
Oh, you're remembering different photos, man. Right? Let's break it down.
Break the photo down.
Hector's photo goes in the water. They don't find it. Imelda's photo is in Miguel's inside pocket. He gets dropped into a fucking 6 feet of water. I've just changed the depth now to illustrate my point. He's in 6 feet of water. He gets wet. His clothes are all wet. He pulls out a completely dry photograph because it's really plot significant. And if it got wet, then the fucking end of the film isn't quite so happy.
I mean, he might be wearing waterproof clothing.
No, he's fucking not, because it's wet.
He's wearing a hoodie. They're waterproof.
Well, it might be hydrophobic. And
Your mum's hydrophobic.
Maybe it's the power of imagination. He willed it to be dry. So,
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
because the imagination it changes the world.
Imagination is changing what happened in the film.
With power flow.
So is it going to be the? It's an animated film. It doesn't matter.
Well,
Actually, saying
that's bollocks, isn't it?
I know this is not the same, and this is a film I didn't pick because it's got too many things that's just not the greatest. But there's a film with Robin Williams where they're in the afterlife. And he's trying to find...
Jumanji.
No. Do you remember the name of it, Rob?
I don't remember the name of it, but I remember you saying you were going to pick it.
Jumanji.
Okay, cool, yeah. But
Jumanji,
anyway,
he's not dead in Jumanji. He's just locked in a game.
I didn't watch Jumanji.
Locked in a game?
Game.
Okay.
Yeah, the board game. But no. But point is, they go through this whole kind of afterlife, and there's a lot of points where him and the other characters are saying how their imaginations and what they will can affect what they see and their experiences around them. So if they believe it, then it's true. If they don't believe it, it doesn't.
Why is this always an uphill fucking battle? Why do I have to argue about water being wet when they show water being wet? Why can't we just go, yeah, you know what? That doesn't make a lot of sense. No, we have to bring in Robin Williams films where he's in the afterlife. We have to bring in the power of imagination. Just say it's fine. Like, just say, yeah, no, fair enough. Yeah, he got wet and the photo didn't, and that's a bit weird.
Alec, are you just that desperate for a win?
Am I just that desperate to win that I appeal to water being wet? Yeah, Pat. You know what? I'm gonna take that L. That is like appeal to water being wet. Yeah, it's okay. I'll lose this one. I'll lose this one. Water is wet. Go on.
Why did I hear a duck in the background?
You fucking bollock.
All I heard was water is wet. Whack, whack.
Water is fucking wet. Okay. I don't. I don't know why we're arguing this. I don't know why we're appealing to the power of imagination. I don't know why we're bringing in Robin Williams' filmography. Just fucking agree with me. Just say water's fucking wet, mate.
No.
Maybe.
No, you're not going to agree water's fucking wet. Fuck me.
Well, I've been told many times that water
Did Zack
isn't
Snyder
wet.
tell you water wasn't fucking wet? Jesus.
Wait, maybe because pictures on ofrendas are so special. Maybe in the land of the dead,
Oh my god.
water does not make photos. Water photos instantly dry because they have to be good enough to get on the ofrenda.
Is it spirit fucking water?
Yes.
Is it fucking spirit water which makes your clothes wet but not fucking
Spirit
photographs?
animals?
I mean, to be
Spirit
fair, it
water?
kind of is spirit water.
To be fair, Alec,
Thinking
the
about it,
skeletons in this that have tattoos, the least of your problems is a wet fucking photo.
Skeletons can have tattoos. Water's still fucking wet.
wait a minute.
Why am I being argued
wait.
about?
It's the
Wait.
fucking afterlife, you
Your
bear.
mum's the fucking afterlife.
I got a theory. Before you carry on.
Dan.
So basically, the photo he takes in is from the real world, and Miguel's. Well,
Yeah.
no, not Miguel's.
Unlike his clothes,
The-
which
the-
didn't come from the real world.
The photo he gives to him is from the spirit world, so it might not be effective.
Yeah, that
His
was
clothes come from the
Hector's-
real
There's a
world,
good-
and he comes from the real world, and he is wet, and his clothes are wet, and the photo is dry.
No, I can agree.
Why
with
am
your
I
point.
being argued on this?
No, I can agree with
His,
your point. I'm just
his
saying,
clothes
the
are
theory-
like his skin.
I'll
But
kill
the photo
everybody.
isn't.
Yeah,
I
the
will
photo
kill.
is
I
the
will kill
same.
everybody on the planet.
Alex, I'm just saying that could be a theory. Your point is valid,
Thank you.
but
That's all I wanted.
the theory could be that he brought it from the real world and it might not be effective.
That's shit because his clothes came from the real world. But that's fine. We just
I don't know.
we'll just carry on.
I'm just saying.
No, it's okay. I'm somehow in the minority on water being wet. That's all right.
Oh,
Don't worry about it.
I'm fucking agreeing.
Oh,
with,
hey, no, hey, I'm free. I'm free. It's me and you against the world. That's all right, mate.
I'm agreeing with you, but I'm just
That's
saying
good, man.
the theory
I'm-
could be that
Either
I'm
way,
glad you're here with me.
it doesn't ruin the film. And
It
It's,
doesn't
it's me and
ruin
you,
it.
man. It's me and you. I'm not saying it ruins the film. I'm just saying, man, it's me and Humphrey, and we're on this hill here, and we're gonna die on this hill. The water's fucking wet, and that's all right because Pat will argue the water is not wet, but that's fine. That's okay.
Hold on.
No, don't you
I've-
change your fucking
I've-
stance now.
I've
Don't you change your
often,
fucking stance.
I've often made an argument,
about water
and-
being wet.
and I'd be like, "Well, water and wet," and you'd be like, "Water is not wet." So now you're changing your now that it suits
Are we
you.
finding some problematic tweets?
No.
Good. You made a tweet in December of 2016 where you said water wasn't wet. Are you going back on what you said?
You
in
didn't have a
2016
Twitter
in
account that
December?
long.
No, I know.
And they got
No, I
to
didn't, you bastard.
it's a historical hate tweet.
Ugh.
We're
Why is it,
going to ruin his career by
We've
finding
turned
the tweet.
Emmanuel into a cravat.
Emmanuel, you need to calm down. Okay?
I'm doing the clicks to West Side Story America.
Oh, I thought you were being a crab person.
which live in
Crab
water.
people, look like crab, talk like people.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't ruin the film, Ben. It doesn't ruin the film at all. I'm just saying. The film is a fucking 8 for story, and I will yell at people who try and tell me the water is not wet. Yeah, you better.
Anyway,
You better run, Emmanuel. Don't you go telling me about fucking spirit water and the imagination powers. Yeah, you.
He walked away.
Me and
Oh,
I got
okay.
Humphrey on my side, mate. You can't win.
Fucking,
Oh no, Humphrey's on that side. There you go. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're on my screen.
you're in the.
Oh okay, right, cool. Anyway,
I mean,
so how many of you cried at this?
I cried.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
did.
cried. My face was wet, unlike the photograph.
Oh yeah.
Oh, snap.
It was obviously wasn't spirit water you were crying.
No, it wasn't. It was water.
It- I gotta
I
tell
didn't
you,
have to use the power of imagination. It
No.
just wet my
it
face.
happened.
Robin Williams' filmography wasn't needed there. It was just wet, yeah.
It happened.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Fucking incredible.
Actually,
that
thinking
was.
about Alec, there's two times in the film where he goes in water because he falls in the swimming pool and in the pool at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, those are he keeps fucking falling in water.
That photo must be fucking really.
That photo is
really
fucking
laminated.
invincible, that is. It's
Yeah.
really plot significant. It's some kind of plot armor. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
Probably-
made on specific kind of paper.
Could you imagine if he comes in at the end and he goes like, trying to put your photo back on the offender, and he's just got this fucking wet clump. He's like,
He's like,
oh shit.
It's all in his head.
Sorry, guys, my bad. I probably should have stayed out of all this water.
the best thing
Some
about it
bastard
would be-
told me the spirit water wouldn't make shit wet, but they lied to me.
But the only thing it would affect is that the Coco and her mum wouldn't be able to come back into the real world.
Yeah,
That's the only thing it would affect. He would be able to.
the big emotional payoff at the end. Yeah.
They're like, they go to walk through and you're like, you don't know, I don't know that.
Why are you cringing?
Me?
Yeah, you. Why
Oh
are
no, I was just testing my eyesight.
you? Yeah, I fucking bet you were. Yeah, I'm watching you. You fucking Moby looking bastard.
Yeah.
Fair enough. No, it's a good film, man. It's a good film.
Before you turned up, Alec, I said about I really like the contrast in the colours.
Oh, I mean, you can keep going. You can keep talking about it if you want.
No, I'm
Yeah,
just,
the
I'm
colours
just
were consistent.
I'm not stopping you.
like the fact that the day, like the afterlife, is really bright and colourful, and it kind of contrasts between the death and like the skeletons and the.
Yeah, no, up is down, water's not wet, all that stuff. The colours actually fucking irritated me, to be honest. That's why I gave it a 9.5, purely for subjectivity.
Wow.
When Dante turns into a
That's
abricot,
amazing.
I was like, it is a purely me thing. I am
His
not
little
a
wings.
fan. He does get little wings, yes. I don't like the colours.
I think it's
I like all the colours and like, I know this is like I don't want to sound like a bigot. I know it's like a Mexican thing, but like, you know.
well, yeah, it's just a celebration of their relatives.
I do think I do think this is like this is a much stronger showing than like Encanto. Like I think the dynamic is a lot stronger. Like I watched it with Ed earlier, and she was like it's the bit when Abuelita like fucking just wrecks the guitar,
Yeah.
and she was like, haha, better than the grandma in Encanto, and I was like, yeah, she's terrible, but she's still better.
I don't think.
I like the fact that
Rob,
Emmanuel,
did you
like,
see what Emmanuel did?
yeah,
Oh, no.
No, I didn't notice. No.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
no,
what
he
I was
just-
laughing at.
Yeah, Emmanuel just did the disappearing behind the chair trick. on
Yeah,
the-
it was
Oh, I
like-
didn't,
Then
I
he's
didn't
going
notice.
downstairs.
yeah,
Isn't
like
it
he's
the
going.
big-
It was really, really successful. I didn't notice it at all.
That's what I was laughing at. That was the only thing I was focusing on.
I was like, I looked at it and I thought in my head, like, did anyone notice that?
It was all an imaginary. That's what.
Oh man.
Just like that water.
Oh, really? Sorry, I was just having fun. I heard a little bit.
Oh, don't use the F word around Alec.
Like, yeah, please don't.
Oh, what, free?
Oh,
Friends?
Hey,
That's fine.
Frida's-
Don't mention friends around Alec. He gets fucking so sensitive about it.
Oh, Frida. Frida.
No,
Yeah, don't mention Frida Kahlo either. He gets
Lady
sensitive
Frida.
about monobrows.
The famous artist.
No, the word was fun. The word that triggers me is fun because I don't find fun. I'm going to be a fucking meme right now. I don't find fun to be something that can be discussed substantially in an academic way. And you can't say a film being fun is not a defense of a film being shit like Man of Steel or any other bollock like that.
I wasn't.
And the defense for I found it fun is, well, I didn't find it fun. And that's the end of the conversation. So I don't put a lot of stock in films being fun because apparently Family Guy's fun and I don't have any fucking fun at all watching Family Guy, so it's shit.
You done?
No.
I got some homemade body butter just in case.
That's fun.
Oh, nice.
Sponsor. Almost.
Business is £5 to £10 a ton.
that was fucking brilliant.
Oh god!
These calls are fun.
Oh my
What?
god! You brought me to tears. Oh fucking hell!
You've been crying a lot tonight, Dan.
Were the tears wet? Were the tears wet or were they
Nah,
fucking
they're
from
dry.
the afterlife?
They're imaginary.
Would they make a photograph wet? Would they fuck up a photograph?
They make it salty.
Probably not because there wasn't that many.
There wasn't a swimming pool's worth.
No.
What about if you like cried a lot over your face and then you like just fucking headbutt in a photo? Would it like fuck up the photo?
The only reason I gave it a 9 instead of like a 10 or 9.5 for enjoyment was because the
It'd be a shame if we got a full 10 for that. Yeah.
the grandma, yes, the grandma really annoyed me at times. It's just like some of the family is just like, can you just let him be? Especially that was it. She pissed me off when she broke his guitar. I was like, nah.
No.
And when he
That's
ran,
really
I was
clean.
like, yeah, I'd probably not want to be part of his family either. It's like, nah.
But then,
Just-
Emmanuel, there'd be no reason for him to go to steal the guitar and then go to the afterlife.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
that's what the story.
Yeah.
So it's a plot.
Oh, I don't
it's a
disagree
plot
with
point.
it.
It's a plot
Yeah, I
point.
don't disagree with it. I was just saying it's a good writing. She pissed me
Yeah.
off.
It
So
was a
that
bit
when
like-
he ran away, I said yes,
Yeah.
yes, run. I
You
don't
abuse the
like.
family.
Yeah, it's the best
Yeah, I
way for him to literally.
Make sure you've got good shoes.
Yeah, I just don't tend to enjoy being pissed off.
I think it's
Who
Oh,
does?
mate, you don't know what you're fucking missing. It's brilliant.
It's Alex's life.
yeah.
If I don't get pissed off at least twice a day, I'm doing it wrong.
I was gonna say the dog was the one that annoyed me.
The
Like,
dog?
Like
Yeah,
the
you
start when he
relate to the
fucking
dog.
eats the food and then he pulls off the tablecloth, and I was just like,
Oh, yeah. he
Yeah,
kind of,
that
like,
was
messes all up.
annoying.
I'm like, you little shit, and then he
Yeah.
redeems himself.
You little shit.
Yeah, little.
But there was a reason behind all the madness.
Easy spirit. Man.
Exactly. He was just guiding him in a chaotic, neutral way.
You could say it was unrealistic because his tongue wrapped around his head.
Yeah.
That's
No, I think you're probably reaching a bit there.
Couldn't even see it coming.
oh shit.
No, you're going too far, mate.
Oh god.
It's not like it's water being wet.
So I was trying to make a Cena reference, but Pat didn't see it.
You know what?
I don't
Pat
think
didn't see
Pat-
a lot of things.
That's it. He didn't see it coming.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've seen that reference far too much in my life.
I've been so disheartened that you don't even get the John Cena reference. God damn it.
Oh, man.
It used to be fun, but then fun kind of lost its fucking value, didn't it?
Fun lost its fun. Really?
Subjective.
That's not what I said at all. I said fucking value.
Oh, fucking hell, what have I done?
Yeah. I also
What have
think
I
that
done?
they paid off the kind of villain ending well as well. Like obviously he comes back out. He doesn't have a clue what's going on. And they're all booing, throwing crap at him. And then he gets smashed by the same type of bell he died from. I was like,
Yep.
you know, that's just a nice kind of full circle.
It's nice you can do that in this society of dead people, though, because like it's wrong to pretend you have a monobrow, but it's okay to fling a musician across the city into a bell with your
Because
fucking
he's a
spirit
murderer.
animal.
He's an evil man.
I mean,
Do it now.
without any trial or
Off a
jury
sky-
or anything, you can just fling him across a fucking. It's good Johnny Depp's not dead yet. That's all I'm saying. Because like he'd have just flung him across a fucking city into a fucking bell.
Oh man. Oh wait, was it Johnny Depp?
Hmm?
Was it Johnny Depp who played him?
No,
Oh, I was just gonna say that's ironic.
I'm just appealing to the nature of condemning before trial. Sort of like a certain J.K. Rowling-led franchise, you know.
I mean, that's a whole nother thing.
That is, it is.
And anyone who tries to kill a kid's,
Yeah, J.K. Rowling, you better fucking stop doing that.
Yeah.
You cunt.
Well,
you've been demonetized already.
I'm quite happy to be demonetized for calling J.K. Rowling a cunt.
You know what? I think Mahatma Gandhi said it's better to be demonetized for calling J.K. Rowling a cunt than to be J.K. Rowling.
wait a minute, that's not canon.
I mean, fucking water's not wet. Fuck it, let's go.
Matter of perception.
Oh, you're a matter of perception.
It could be wherever you want.
I want to be Mahatma Gandhi.
Mahatma Gandhi.
Okay.
So we think
I had my Gandhi. Anyway, I think I got all I wanted to out of tonight.
Yeah.
yeah, well, we covered the important things.
Order being where J.K. Rowling being a cunt. What else is there really? No, Coco's really, really fucking good. If anything was gonna, just fucking usurp me from having a fucking win, this is the film to do it. It's a very good film. Really tried to find fault with this. Believe me, I tried, but yeah, no, it's just really fucking solid. Like the rules all work. The characters all work. It's just really good.
It's good.
Good indeed.
Good.
And it made me cry without saying whoosh one time. Even if you chuck Miguel in water and he's got a fucking dry photograph. No one cares but me.
Yeah. But
yeah.
But no, carry on.
Yeah. I don't really know what else to say.
I'll be really quiet. I'll be really, really quiet. You carry on talking.
What's your favourite scene, Dan?
My favourite scene is the bit when he sings, when they do the flashback to when he sings the Remember Me song.
It's Hector and Baby Coco. Yeah.
Yeah, when he starts singing it, fucking literally, he started singing it. I was a mess. I was because it's just the significance of like him being murdered and the fact that she only remembers him because of that song, and then singing it. Oh, it got me.
Yeah, that was one of
such
the-
Can I just say as well, like the
great
importance of getting that right as well. Like you don't want to have a fucking shitty song with that. And like, I think when I first heard it, I was like, it's not that catchy. And then I found myself fucking humming it. But like, whenever I mention Coco, I find myself singing it.
It's also the words. It's like it's basically saying that remember me because I might not be there. But yeah, I always say I always love you.
As a little kind of note to that whole "Remember Me" song, does anyone remember the band's actually Soul and Drowning Pool and those kind of bands? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they didn't sing "Remember Me," so I didn't.
No, they didn't.
Well, the lead singer of that band, Soil, and like a few other bands, he had a similar moment, like with his own kids. He was just a really big. He was always on tour, making money, and that's one of the things he really regretted. Like watching them grow up, and it's one of the things he's talked about in his kind of acoustic set, like more recently, like many years after it all. And he's just like, even though I was pursuing my dream, every time like I be like sorry because I want to spend more time with you, but I also want to pursue my dream in music. Yeah. It's just like it's hard. So I like that touch to kind of remember me, because I think there's probably a lot of people who in the similar situation would probably feel the same and connect to that song very well.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, like if you read, because the song goes, "Remember me, though I say goodbye. Remember me, don't let it make you cry forever. If I'm far away, I hold you in my heart." Just that kind of thing. Oh, just that word, that part is just enough. It's like the fact that he's just saying, if I leave or go anywhere, I'll always be in your heart. It's just,
yeah, that's very touching.
And I really like the element of Ernesto using it as like this big commercialized song. Like it's so commercialized that Hector even says, "Miguel, don't sing this because it's so overplayed."
Mm.
And
it was never meant to be a pop song. That's the thing.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah, he made it for Coco, and Ernesto took that and made that the most widespread song ever. And it's like, man, Ernesto's just fucking Disney, isn't he?
Yeah. It's weird because it has that kind of effect where it's at the start, it's kind of as you said, it's like the big popular song, and he really loves that song. But then you actually hear it sung how it is intended, it transforms completely, which is the great thing about music. It's all about interpretation. You might like one song, or you might see a song in a certain light, but if you hear in context with something else, like I do with, like when I listen to songs, sometimes I associate songs with certain things, and like some songs can make me cry because associated with certain people or things. So it's
or sound effects.
Yeah. Yes.
Like whoosh.
Whoosh. No.
Note that.
But yeah, that's the wonderful thing about music.
Yeah.
Is your interpretation of it.
I think it's a good point. It's like either a lyric or like a chord progression just like takes you back to a memory or a feeling, which this film was perfectly, it's perfectly a great representation of how those things come across with just music and song. And that's
I do think it's one of those things where like it encourages a rewatch because like watching it again with the context of this wasn't meant to be like a popular release. This was meant to be like a deeply personal song. And you see Ernesto going up these big fucking like theatrical stairs and winking at some floozy, and it's like, wow, this is fucking grotesque that you've done this.
Yeah.
Like when you first watch it, he's like some kind of like charismatic kind of guy, and then you look back on it and you watch it again with the context, and you're like, oh god, you wanker! Like,
I think that's what makes the plot twists like really, really like poignant. It's because he's done like it's not just the fact that he's killed someone; he stole someone's personal material and made him life out of it, and everyone loves him for it. It's just he's the epitome of evil in some respects. But yeah, it's just
well, that's why he's such a good villain, because he's just so credible and realistic, like a person you'd find in the real world that would do something without even a second glance. He'd just do it just because it's in his game. It's all about him.
I do want to say I really do like that. There's like a character kind of trait of his though, where like it's when he gets confronted about it at first, and he's like, I wanted to keep a part of you alive, because I was always like, when he's got the photo, why doesn't he just rip the photo up? And I'm like,
that's interesting, yeah.
Well, actually, I think that's sorry. This is an example of me trying to find a fucking plot problem which doesn't actually go anywhere because it's actually something that's character related. I do actually think that he is quite a sentimental character, and I do think that is how he kind of made sense of it to himself, and I do think that's like an element that he used to sort of build his denial on. And so I think it makes sense to me that he doesn't rip the photo up, because that is something he does go like, oh no, this is how I kind of I make sense of it. Like I keep the photo. I don't rip the photo up.
Yeah.
He was my friend.
Yeah.
Like I'll still kill him, but fuck it. Well, I will also keep the photo of him.
Because it's the fact of, if it wasn't for him, he wouldn't be in the situation he was in. Does that make sense? If he didn't know him and he didn't play the music with him, he wouldn't have been a big star, because he wouldn't have been able to steal his music and then make a life out of it.
Because if he was I think if he was a two-dimensional character, he just fucking rip it up. But I think it is like a character thing where he doesn't, because he does kind of acknowledge that even if he doesn't make it public, because it's kind of fucking against his interests. Like he does acknowledge it in that way. He'll kind of keep it to himself. Like I think that's some good character like work there.
Also, Alec, about the rewatching it, when he actually dies in real life, it's a justice as well, because you know what he's like. By him actually dying properly, it's like he got his so he got his justice. Like justice got dealt, because he's died, and he was not even, well, it was like, let's say 1942, so he wasn't probably that old. But yeah, so in some weird way, you think it's like a sad thing, because he's supposed to be this hero, but when you watch it again, you think actually he deserves it. So it's quite a clever kind of.
Because that theatre, the hand man who kind of went, what a fucking hero! He just fucking leant on it and fucking murdered the bastard.
But you kind
fucking go.
But yeah, you kind of, when you watch it again, you think actually he deserved it.
Oh yeah.
More bells. Just keep chucking them on him.
Yeah, bells for the bell end.
It is quite morbid that everyone's watching him and he gets flagged.
ding fucking dong. Because like I think that's like a comedic scene as well. Like I fucking laughed. Like it was like a proper like barking laugh at it. I was like, wow. But,
Yeah.
like, so I think it's nice that that actually carries over where you kind of go, oh my fucking god, that was horrible. And now you go, ah, great, brilliant.
Yeah. I think I think the kind of main point about this film is that it's kind of showing children that death isn't it's not always a sad thing.
It's not the end as well either.
It's like if you think of it in the fact of when someone dies, they go to a different place and they're always there. It's like the same with soul. It's also saying about life, like your purpose in life. You don't have to be this person. You can be who you want to be and do what you want to be. And it's kind of showing you like it's kind of teaching kids the right way to think about the world and how life is. And I think this film does the same thing. It's colourful and fun, but it also teaches people a kind of a life lesson about you should like remember your family because they're important.
I think it ties in with how we're given information, and I think it is like quite childlike at the beginning. Like you have like I want to do music, and this guy is the reason I want to do music, and then the more you go on, you kind of realize that there's little nooks here, and it's all like there's little complications here and there, and it's like ooh. And it's like, yeah, this is a perfect thing for a kid where it starts off really, really simplistic and it kind of gets a little bit more complicated the more you go in. And it's like, yeah, keep going.
The other thing is, they say he's 12, so he's at that age when you start your brain chemistry starts to change into being an adult. So like the fact of he goes from being really naive to being like, I want to be like that man, because he
goes to really naively thinking that water could not be wet.
Well, yeah, that. But like the fact that he thinks I want to be that person, and then finding out that person isn't the person he thinks he is, and that he's not that nice. But then he goes into thinking like his family is important, and he kind of learns this lesson like through the film, but also he gets to play music because it's important as well. You shouldn't take it out. It's kind of his heritage.
Yeah.
And it works in with the family aspect as well. So I think that's what Pixar does really well. It's kind of like, especially as you said with their modern films, it's kind of they're teaching kids that these hard things in life don't have to be hard, and there's a positive thing associated with like the tough things that you experience in life. So yeah, I think that's what that's why I like it so much. It kind of it does that really well.
Yeah, it shows that kids shouldn't be fearful for the unknown. There is like, you've got your family there and they'll always be with you, and just because you die doesn't mean you're gone forever. And it's always giving you that sense of hope and like comfort. And even in like the darkest times, you always have like the moments of like, and there are people out there watching and looking after you. And that's what Coco represents really, that the families, if you always remember them for who they were as people and how important they were to you, they will always be with you, and they'll always be alive, even if you can't see them, which is a really nice sentiment.
It's like the fact of when they give the items, they give them their favorite things. It's like their family, because they make shoes, they give them all shoes. But it's the fact of like when he takes his item back, he's like, anything to declare. Oh yeah, my family give me chorizo. Oh, I'm going to pronounce it really badly.
They're called churros.
Churros, that's it. Churros. It's like the fact that they have to declare the item they've been given, and I think that's really clever. And the fact of it kind of works like with the real world when you have to declare things at like an airport. So they do like really clever kind of like word plays and like real world actions. That's the right way of saying it. But yeah, but definitely, it's a really good film.
Who
And it
hasn't
made me
done
cry
their
multiple times. And
Who
so
hasn't
has
done
this
their
Paul.
favourite scene?
You got me in the feels.
Yeah, one of my favorite scenes is the scene where Hector meets his old friend in the hammock. I can't remember his name.
Oh yeah.
But the fact he's actually fading away,
Hmm.
because no one in the real world remembers him, and he's literally got nothing left to live for in that world. And I thought that was quite touching and quite like very melancholic, because it's like, if you're gone in the afterlife, where do you go after that? So that's really makes you think, and it's really quite a profound way of showing you like, look, this is why it's important to remember your loved ones, because you don't know what's happening to them after that.
Yeah, it's like one of the major story arcs where Miguel, he kind of witnesses why you shouldn't forget your family. It's because they don't exist. No one remembers them, and they basically don't exist anymore. But yeah, it's a really good kind of visual representation, which is a lot easier to kind of what do you like remember or not remember, like it, like for children and for him, it's kind of, it sticks in your memory more if someone was to fade away and you think, okay, that person's actually died, and it's because it's actually happened. He's a bit more like, oh, it kind of shocks him into thinking differently, which is it's good.
Then the character name was Chicharon, and the actor's name is Edward James Olmos, who also played a little part in Blade Runner.
Oh, cool! Another film with a photo. Great.
What?
With a what?
Another film with a photo.
A third to.
A photo.
Oh yeah, another film. There's photos.
It's fake.
Fuck you, photos.
Yeah, also another Dan pick. So yeah, you've got Blade Runner, and you've got Back to the Future with the fading photo.
Honestly, Humphrey picks are becoming the bane of my life.
Should I pick? Is it 24-hour photo? What's the one with Robin Williams?
Yeah, 1 hour.
Just keep picking shitty films. That's all I want. I just wanted to pick shit films. But
so,
no.
Rob, what's your favourite scene? Or favourite part of the film?
Probably when Coco starts to forget Hector and he starts to sort of disappear, because that's like the first bit where I'm kind of going like, oh shit. Like it's it's the first one where, like, I don't know, sort of my heart starts beating fast and I'm like, oh, because it's just like it's everything that's kind of like wrapped up in it, because it's the first time where you're kind of going like, shit, is Coco about to die? And then I think from that point on, you're just like, oh man, time's limited. And
get home, Miguel.
I think what's really great about that is the fact that they deal with her death being like a not a good thing, but it's like
a celebration of life.
Yeah, they kind of celebrate, because he says to his sister like, oh, this is and he's kind of showing that this is the family, and it's quite a nice touching moment, because then she gets to meet her dad. Even it's really strange that her dad's a lot younger than her.
That's
it's really strange. It's quite a funny moment.
It's like the Star Wars issues that when Anakin dies, he goes back to Hayden Christensen as a Force ghost. When but Alec Guinness is still Obi-Wan Kenobi instead of like Ewan McGregor.
To be fair, Coco handles that better, because I assume everyone just stays the age that they were when they died.
Yeah.
which
That's the horrible thing about the people that died when they were young. They all
But didn't Anakin die before he became Darth Vader?
no,
That's the question.
no,
No.
he didn't.
From a certain point of view.
Yes.
In theory,
From
he
a
should have
certain
been
point of view, water could not be wet.
he should be a scarred monstrosity
Hmm.
in the end of the film.
Actually, I just remember Hector taking off his hair and putting it back on.
Yeah, that's true.
La Cruz. He's just like,
When he swaps his identity around, yeah.
yeah,
You
Did the
know
hair
what
as
that's
well?
like.
that was funny.
What's your favourite?
I also liked how Miguel got into the party in the first place. He's like, can y'all help me? And they just smuggled him in through his French his tuba. It's like, oh, good,
Yeah,
good,
the tuba,
good, good.
Mm.
That's funny.
So
I like how that was the optimal method of fucking hiding him. Just like
Okay.
stick him in the fucking oboe, I guess. Like,
So
and just walk around with him.
Pat,
I do. They just done it before.
what's your favourite scene?
My one sort of reminds me of something that Rob would do. So like after his guitar gets after Miguel's guitar gets smashed, he goes off searching for another one and ends up finding the crypt, picks up the guitar there and ends up going into the dead people's bit. But like when he's
Don't
told,
worry about him, he's in the dead people's bit now.
like, when he's told, like, we'll give you our blessing. But
Welcome to the dead people's bit.
Like he gets the blessing to go back, but he can't do any more music. And like what Rob would do, he'd be like, yeah, okay, and then go back and grab a guitar again. so that little bit I found really, really amusing, and yeah, that was probably one of my favourite bits of the film.
Yeah, at that point he's quite naive, so he doesn't really. He'll just stay wherever he does, so he can get to what he wants to do. Yeah. It's the fact that he comes back through and runs into the fucking filing cabinet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it went very well.
It's good.
So commiserations, Alec.
Yeah, commiserations for Alec.
I think the best bit is I don't even get to say my favourite scene. It's just like, oh well, we're closing up now. Fucking commiserations.
Alec's favourite scene is the
I know you picked a 9.3, but fuck you, I guess.
Oh,
like,
did you not say it? Oh, Alec, what's your favourite scene?
No one's really bothered about me. That's all right. If you put me up on the Friender, I'd be the first fucking guy to go. I get it.
Come on, Alec. What's your
Alec's
favourite
picture will be all wet.
Oh, who gives a shit?
scene? Go on.
I really like Coco Loco because it's a bit that Ed really likes. She sings it every time we watch it, and it's just kind of become my favorite bit, I guess.
How many times you watched it?
I watched it 3 times this week.
Oh, holy shit. Nice.
But I was knowing what Rob's about to pick. Yeah, I was a little I was a little bit upset really because I know she doesn't like what Rob's about to pick, but she does like Coco. So
Another reason why Alec's so annoyed then.
no, it's all good. But like, yeah, no, it's Eb's favorite song from it. So I guess that's my favorite sequence from it. And I think it is like the first instance of him and of Miguel and Hector sort of working together and stuff. And like, yeah, it's just a nice little scene. But no, always reminds me of. Sorry, she is back, by the way. But like, yeah, no, I always.
I would be worried if you went on date night by yourself.
Why?
You'd told us that you were going on a date night. That's why you weren't going to be there at the beginning.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah.
I went on date night and I had a big wank. And that was it.
That's how it went.
Fucking hell. Hope you didn't do that in the restaurant.
Well, that's the video cancelled on YouTube.
That's why I'm home so early. Sorry, the video was already cancelled. I just called J.K. Rowling a cunt.
God, you said it
No,
again?
that's fine.
I don't think it will be cancelled for either of those things.
I'm the main thing stopping this channel from going viral. But yeah, that's my favorite scene. But yes, no, I accept my commiserations. Coco is a fine film. Yeah, I'm really sorry that I dared to dream. I'm really sorry that I manufactured these wax fucking wings to fly with, and I flew pretty close to the sun, but alas, the heat melted the wax, and there you go. Humphrey picked a 9.5 and fucking basically. Water's not wet. I'm hey, it's okay. I'm fine with it.
Yes.
And Rob's next pick is?
No, we were having a fucking awkward silence.
You can't break the awkward silence.
You can't break the awkward silence. We've got to fucking sit here.
I'm intrigued to what Rob's pick.
No. We're having an awkward silence. No. Awkward silence.
Silence, my old friend.
Yep. We're just going to bask in the awkward silence. No, stop singing.
Oh, I know what it is.
No,
is
shut up. Awkward silence.
Is it going to be Watchmen?
Me picking Watchmen.
It's because it's got the song in it.
Do you not know Rob at all?
Rob, are you forsaking our Lord and Saviour?
There is an animated version.
Rob wouldn't piss on the Zack Snyder film.
You could not pay me enough to piss on Zack Snyder.
But there's an animated version.
I mean, where me and Ben and maybe Emmanuel like his stuff. Rob is very much. Oh yeah, Rob is very much on the other side of the spectrum.
The spectrum is autism.
Rob's sane and we aren't, basically.
Yeah, that is essentially
crazy here.
You are at peak autism, and we aren't.
So Rob, what is your film that you will send Alec down to third spot?
I don't know.
Yeah, go on, mate. Go on. Fucking have at it. Go on. 9.7. Let's do it. Go on. I'm fucking ready. It's better than fucking drums.
Oh,
Let's go.
stop making me laugh. Go on.
I must be punished for my fucking hubris.
All I was
think
gonna
that I might fucking win with a 9.3. I know. I'm a twat. What you got? Fucking do it.
Waterworld.
Alec, Rob, just pick your film before he blows up.
Water's not fucking wet. 9.3 isn't a sure fucking win. Let's do it. Go on. What you got?
There is a bit of water in mine, actually.
Oh, is there?
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
So my pick is one of my most favourite films by one of my most favourite directors.
If you say Whiplash, I'm going to fucking tell you.
It's not Whiplash. Whiplash is not one of my most favourite films.
Rob hated that, remember?
Yeah, so the director is Wes Anderson, and the film is Fantastic Mr. Fox.
I was really expecting you to go. It's Coco again, actually. We're just going to do Coco for the
I never got to around to watching this.
I've never seen it.
There's a sentient fox in it.
And do you know what's nice as well? You can pick and choose where you watch it because it's on Disney Plus, Netflix, and Prime.
Oh wow!
Nice choices.
That's so weird. It's on both. All three, I should say.
all three, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
No
it's on all
bastard
three.
will watch it.
Yeah, and the moment you watch it, it's going to be taken down on all three.
Maybe.
That's
I
what
hope
it
not.
is. I have the Blu-ray, so I'm fine.
Oh,
nice.
yeah, fucking.
I have
Yeah.
the Criterion Collection Blu-ray. It's a very good edition. And actually, so yeah, Emmanuel, you might be interested in watching something about the behind the scenes stuff. So let me know when you've watched it, and I'll link you to it.
Lovely.
Oh, thanks, man.
Fantastic.
On a related note, I still want to watch The French Dispatch.
Yeah, that's on Disney Plus now as well.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Did you know?
If I can get some time to actually watch it.
Did you?
Yeah, there's certain things that I watch something in just the way, just even with the filmmaking in French Dispatch. Someone's talking about how he'll have a tempo to some of the scenes,
Yeah.
and just the minute detail, like this happens to this, and it just happens to like a tempo of time. And even
Nice when minute details matter, isn't it?
Yeah, even
That's funny.
even the part, there's a part where they're like all blinking or something at the same time, pretty much.
That's
Like,
filmmaking.
But then I liked his last film as well. What was it called?
Isle of Dogs.
Wait, no, not that one. The one where the Green
That's too
Goblin
recent.
guy kills a cat and it throws out the window.
That's Grand Budapest Hotel, or as Pat calls it, grievous bodily harm.
Oh, that was great. He's like, the scene that gets me after the whole cat thing. He just walks away in the